Hey everybody, back again. This is Thomas Vanderkin, Global Account Manager for Lenovo, with a new product to show off today. This is again another product in our 2018 lineup. Today we've got the X280. So if you've been watching, the last couple videos have been around our X1 lineup. That's our thinnest, lightest products. This is not in that series. This is just an X280. So many executives have been using a product of this size. This is a 12-inch screen. So generally, for those of you who don't know the product lineup from Lenovo, you can tell by the first number how big the screen is. So for example, this is an X280. The 2 means it's a 12-inch, actually a 12.5-inch screen. You may look at another product like a T470. You can tell by that 4 and the 470, that's a 14-inch screen. You look at an L480. L580, that's going to be a 15-inch screen, or a P71, that's a 17-inch screen. So you can tell by the first number how big the screen is in our laptops. So today we're looking at the X280 12.5-inch screen. So one thing I will notice when I open it is that it is a little bit heavier than our X1 series, but it is going to be that size screen that a lot of executives like, especially if you're on a plane. You can open it up. You don't have to worry about the seat coming and hit you. So probably the executives are in business class anyway. They don't have to worry about that. They can use the X1 Carbon. But for us in the back of the plane, the 12-inch screen is often a great solution, so we can get it on our table and keep working. I do see here that I forgot to pick this up, so I sent my son to go grab it from UPS. So special thanks to Josiah for picking this up for me. But without further ado, let's pop this bad boy open. Okay, so what do we have here? What's going on? Oh, it opens like this. Interesting. So I've got 3 products I've done today so far. This is the 3rd in the series. Will come out in a row. This one even a little bit different. So you open it up from the top, and there's your tablet right on top. So that's great. So a little bit different packaging. Probably because of the size, they can make the box a lot smaller without the material around the outside. Maybe I'll do a video, get one of our packaging engineers on in the future, and he can talk a little bit about our packaging. So typical product here. Let's open up this shipping materials. Pull this out. Ignore this sticker. This is my customer's asset tag sticker, but we can do that just so you know. For those of you who aren't familiar with Lenovo's services capabilities, so we build all of our products in factories around the world. Mostly our laptops are built in China, but because of cost, we do our desktops and servers in region. So for example, if you're buying a laptop in the United States, generally it would have been built in China, shipped via air to the United States. But if you're buying a desktop in the United States, those would have been built at our plant in Guadalajara, and then trucked into the United States. So just a way to save money and of shipping heavy product like a desktop from overseas. You can just build those products locally and then in region and ship them to the countries there. So I think for Western Europe, we probably do most of our manufacturing in, I think, Poland or Czech Republic. And in India, you build in India. South America, we do it in Brazil, but a lot of that is because of tax reasons or whatever. But so anyway, this product probably built in China, shipped over here, and now ready to go. So let's look at the rest of the packaging. I know everybody wants to see what's inside of here. So this is a little drawer that pops off, power cord for the US, AC adapter for the US, and then the Ethernet adapter. Talked a lot about this in the last video. Very important for the way you're going to use Ethernet on a laptop to have this type of adapter rather than the standard USB adapter. Let's talk a little bit more, and that's it. Let's talk a little bit more about the product. So it's a full redesign. So generally, we release new products in the line every year. I mentioned the first number, the 2 means the screen size. The second number means the generation. So this is a X280, so that means it's the X series 12-inch screen. 8 means 8th generation. If it ends in a 0, it's an Intel chip. If it ends in a 5, it's a AMD chip. So this is an X280, so it's an Intel chip. It's got the new Kaby Lake refresh chip. So let's open this up. Very small, as you can see. Doesn't go all the way. It's not a Yoga. We do have a Yoga version of this also. So it's just standard laptop, folds flat. Very small screen. Executives, some of them that have grown up with Lenovo ThinkPads for years have always had this size, will always want this size, and we do a really good business with this size product. Some people like the larger screen, the 14-inch or the 15-inch. 14-inch is really a sweet spot, but we certainly have some executives who are committed to this size. It is a full redesign. Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. So we have new products that come out every year, but it's only every about 3 years or so we do a clean sheet design. So we call it CS, is our internal kind of marketing for that. So this is a full clean sheet redesign of the product rather than just last year's product with a new chipset in it. Obviously Kaby Lake R, so it's got the quad core, brand new improvement this year. This is going to be much faster than last year's X270, which would have been, if you're following along, that's the 7th generation. So let's boot it up and I can talk a little bit more about this. So again, first boot, even though battery's fully charged, we still have to plug it in. So let's unwrap the AC adapter here and then get it booting, and talk a little bit about the ports. Obviously, this is USB-C. All of our products this year are USB-C charging. So let's plug this in. Find the USB-C port on here. Here it is. So we'll plug that in, hit the power button, look for the Lenovo logo, and then we'll start talking about the ports. There we go. So obviously this one has the fingerprint touch, which is more like a cell phone. We used to have to swipe. All of our new products have that touch fingerprint reader. This side's pretty minimal, just the fan ports here. USB-C, and then the Kensington lock, of course, if you want to lock down your laptop. On this side, we've got the USB-C. We've moved this year to an entirely new docking methodology. So we used to, for those of you who have been ThinkPad fans for a long time, have docking ports on the bottom. So when you open your dock up, you could just click the dock on, and you kind of click it on like this. Well, the new products, because they're so thin and light, we move the docking to the side. So we have standard ports across all of our products for the most part. You just put the product on a dock and slide it sideways, and then you lock into the docking. Works the same, but just a little bit different to keep the product even thinner and lighter. So that's what this is here. USB-C, USB, this is USB-C. HDMI, of course, which is great, very standard solution. And then the headphone jack. We're booting up. Let's see, Cortana's probably going to talk to us here in a second. We do have FHD screen. Multi-touch is an option on these. This one does not look like it's multi-touch. We got different solutions. It's hard to tell just by looking at it, but this one clearly is not multi-touch. So this, oh, it is. Sorry, I just missed the button. So yeah, it is multi-touch. So
hi there, I'm Cortana.
Hey, Cortana. Great.
A little sign in here, a touch of Wi-Fi there, and we'll have your PC ready for all you plan to do.
I've walked through this on several other videos. So for now, Cortana, I'm gonna push the mute button. We'll get back to you off camera. Couple other features I want to mention. Infrared camera is an option. So for those of you using Windows Hello, you can use your face to sign in as two-point authentication, or you can get the ThinkPad Shutter, which is new this year on most of our products, so you can physically close the camera so you can make sure that nobody's watching you while you have your camera physically closed with the shutter. Rapid charge. A lot of you have this in your phones. I know my Motorola phone, if I plug in the right adapter, it can bring you from 10% up to 80% in like 15 minutes time. So it's the same idea here on this ThinkPad Rapid Charge. Global LTE and the USB-C I've already mentioned. So that's kind of the highlights of the X280. I don't think there's anything else I need to cover. Cortana's up, ready to go. I'm going to finish this installation and then get this product off to my customer and see what they think. I think they're going to love it. So thanks everybody. Thanks for joining. We'll catch you next time.